I can just tell that everyone could use a stretch break, so we're going to do it together in 3 steps so that we don't lose everybody, okay? So just follow along with me. It'll give you a good break. So step 1, everyone just stand up, all right? I can see the sugar level's a little bit low here after lunch. Step 1, that's step 2, introduce yourself to someone in front of you, next to you, around you that you haven't met yet, all right? Someone you don't know. All right. That's enough. Break it up. Break it up. All right. Go ahead and have a seat. Hopefully that was a short but well taken break. All right. Step 3 is the person or the people you just met, you have to add them on Facebook. That's step 3. Okay? No, there's a reason why I said Facebook, because this is about Google Plus. It's really about our social strategy. But I'll come back in full circle why I said that. So with that said, let me start off. Not a lot has changed since I joined the company in 03. That's other than the logo, it looks very much the same. Ever since I started, we've had the I'm feeling lucky button. And kind of the pursuit of the I'm feeling lucky. Does anyone know what it does? People even use it? Yeah, what does it do? Exactly. So she said that it takes you to the first search results of the first web page. The idea is, when the company started, that someday you would get what I call the perfect answer. Now, I'm making that up. There's no such thing as a perfect answer, but Google endeavors to provide our users with the perfect answer, the perfect ad. Like, there's only 2 things we can deliver. It would be the perfect answer and the perfect ad. So the dream lives on because we that I'm feeling lucky search. Now, there are a lot of innovations that we've done that that maybe we take for granted. So for example, I know a lot of my Google team members have seen this, but I love it because for those who are now on mobile, we know that speed is extremely important. You have to find information fast. When you're on the road, when you're in a taxi, speed is very, very important. So here is a good example where I play a song on YouTube. I'm playing a Beatles song, Hey Jude, and I'm just following along and typing in the lyrics, okay? And what it does is, this is what we call Google Instant. And we launched it only last year. And you can see that it predicts very, very quickly the lyrics based on just a few keywords, actually just a few letters. And so for the Google to know, while you're searching, being able to kind of read your mind and say and learn, kind of machine learn as you go, that you're sticking with Hey Jude lyrics, is a very, very impressive thing given the speed at which it has to do it. Okay? Now, that's still not the perfect answer. But it's getting closer to getting you the information you need. Now, if you're in Singapore on google.com.sg, the information that we give you is so fast that if you type in the letter S, just the letter S, can anyone guess what results you're going to get? Anyone? What is it? Singapore Airline. S is Singapore Airline. Okay, you know what the number 2 letter would be? It's StarHub and Singtel. Those 3 brands own the letter S. You never knew that one letter could be so important to your company when you're trying to predict what people are looking for. So it's not Singapore Airline, it's S. Singapore Airline owns S on Google search results. So you may want to go home and check the letter of your company and see how many letters it takes before Google recognizes your brand. Right? Oh, let me go back to this. This is our mission, and I always like to show our mission because this is at the core of what we do. And I'm going about a very long way to talk about Google+, and I'll tell you why. There's 3 objectives. There's 2 parts to, I'm going to come back later, 2 parts. This is part 1. My hope is, after part 1, I'm going to start with why Google+. So after all this, when you get back to the office, someone says, what did you learn? Why is Google+, what is Google Social Strategy? You'll be able to explain it based on part 1. Later on, I'm going to do some live demos, and you'll know what Google Plus is. So I'm going to go backwards. Usually I would show you what Google Plus is and tell you why. I'm going to tell you why first. Okay? What is the difference between knowledge and information? This is our mission. We say we're going to organize the world's information. We don't say knowledge. Does anyone have any idea what the difference between knowledge and information is? Or take a guess? There's no right answer, because I'm making this up. Anyone? Let me give it in a different way. What's the difference between Google and Wikipedia? Can you tell the difference between Wikipedia, like if you know what it is, versus Google? Well, with Wikipedia, it's knowledge, it's facts. With information, it's insights, it's actionable. Let me give you an example. What is this? It's a painting, Starry Night. Go, right? So on Wikipedia, you could read everything about this. You could go right into it and understand who painted it, why they painted it, when they painted it. But only Google could you actually, because of our street map data, look at the very, very brushstrokes that is actually live from the museum down to a level that you couldn't even see with digital technology, even if you were at the museum yourself. Every brushstroke, you can move it around in the painting. That is the difference between information, knowledge, Wikipedia, and Google. That is the same Street View technology you use when you're on your mobile phone here in Singapore and you do Street View. There's more. So just recently, we've done everything from resorts, golf courses, restaurants, and today, if you look at the blog, we recently launched Android app to be able to be in airports and other significant places and know exactly where you are because we've mapped indoors on those areas. So why do we do this? Let me give you another thing. On that note, on speed and mobility, let me give you an example. I've shown this example before. Most people haven't seen it. But the other thing is, it's not static information. When we talk about information, it's time. So rate is important, rate of time. Time is important because when you have a phone, all of us have a phone, no one is moving, right? So we know something about you in this room that you're not in motion. So if you went and out to the bathroom, you could actually track by the rate on GPS your movement. That could be important. This is a GPS data on from mobile phones in Los Angeles of traffic, right? Someone simply took this data, was able to map out traffic. You can see their clock. Okay, so what people can do is people actually go ahead and type in on their phone when they're stuck in traffic because there's nothing to do, and you can actually say, here's a traffic jam, here's an ambulance, and there's just kind of this crowdsourcing information to give a website additional information other than the Android phone or phone about the traffic jam. Does everyone know about Google Books? Google Book Search? Who knows about Google Book Search? Okay? So if you know about Google Books Search, you've used it, they say there's roughly about 130 million books in the world. Google has roughly, as of 2010-11, have archived about 15 million or scanned them. But it's about 500 billion text. And when we do this, the difference between, again, information of insights is if you do a search, this is a free search on Google, you can Google Viewer Book Search. And let me just give you this very interesting fact. I type in men and women, blue lines, men and women. It just shows all it does is map out the number of times a query, we call it query today, the times the word shows up in the book. And you see that for most of history, that's 1800 over here, this is 2000 here, women weren't mentioned in books. Do you know why? Because men wrote most of the books during that time. Probably women were not allowed to be literate and write books. Only in 1990s, there's an inflection point where there's more knowledge, more information about women than men. Let's look at another example, the same books. The world has been curious about science and writing about it for a very long time. But if you look at technology, it's not until really like the 1960s where that was really even a word, okay? Technology is the application of science for goods, products, services. If you look at innovation, it trails way behind. Innovation is the application of technology. to do other things. Who knows Google Insights, right? And you use it all the time. So here I did the search last night. Around the world, I look for light weight versus long battery in the computer and electronics area. And what you see that for a long time, they were both the same to consumers. People on the internet cared equally about lightweight laptops versus long battery laptops. But today, you see that we use our devices, our laptops, our mobile devices, our iPads so much. Who here is satisfied with the amount of battery life their devices has? Raise your hand if you're completely satisfied. What product do you use, sir? Lenovo. Okay. Lenovo, long battery life. The point is, if you are producing lighter than products today, and you're focusing your complete R&D, and that is your messaging, and that is your marketing, you may miss the fact that consumers